Here I'm in Roscoe, Illinois at Historic Auto Attractions. This is an auto museum. I'll give you an idea here. It goes all the way down there. And they have everything from movie cars and superheroes to famous icons. They have a Gangster land, Hall of Presidents, which has like different cars and stuff from the different presidents. So this is my first time here. This is probably like 10 minutes outside of Rockford, Illinois. Not far from the state line of Wisconsin and Illinois. So it's my first visit here, so I figured I'd take you guys along to go see what this is like. So let's go inside. There's what it's like going right inside of it. They are closed Mondays, and here's the hours in case you guys want to come here. So when you first come in, they do have a gift shop, which kind of encompasses everything that they have here. Oh, I see a puppy running around. So they have the different era stuff, cars. I think this is a reference to a 1957 car that they buried as a time capsule. They have all kinds of stuff here. Just an overview of the gift shop, which is right when you come in. So here's the map. I'm coming in at the beginning at Frontierland. So I guess you kind of go all the way here and then into the next building, see all the different attractions. I don't know if I'll do this as 2 videos or 1. So this is Frontierland. And the first thing you see is John Wayne's toga saddle right there. John Wayne's decorative cigarette case, his cowboy hat, personalized shoehorn. Or here's some John Wayne. I know Roy Rogers is down here. I don't know if these are wax or what they are, but here's Clint Eastwood. Oh, this is from Bonanza. It's actually playing music here, so I'll have to put some music over it. So this is a prop passenger train coach. There's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Close up there. Oh, here's Doc Holliday. Comes Annie Oakley. Sharpshooter Annie Oakley. Kid Carson's saddle. This is the actual teller stand from New Hope, Kentucky that Jesse James robbed. This complete teller's cage and bank was once robbed by Jesse James' gang. It was recently removed from the only existing bank in New Hope, Kentucky. Here's inside, talking about the old West times. I don't know if I can get in there. Try to zoom in. This cabin is so cool. It's looking in the window. Well, not window, but the opening. Here's continuing with the Wild West town. Red Tomahawks Club. Look at that. Oh, Indian scalping knife. Indian arrows dating back to 1800s. Here's an overview of the frontier town. This place is awesome, and I've only been through the first display so far. The Forest Hill Lodge building built by Hugh Deary during the mid-1970s. Look at this old Wells Fargo. Stagecoach. I don't know if the door opens. No, they have it locked. You can see inside. Here's the Long Branch Saloon. They even have like the little doors. James Arness light brown size 11D Wrangler cowboy boots used on the set of the TV show Gunsmoke. James Arness Matt Dillon cowboy hat also used on Gunsmoke. These are all different things that were used in the movie Gunsmoke, obviously. So there's some clothes that he wore, Matt Dillon. Wyatt Earp saddle. Oh, there's the vest of Wyatt Earp. Here's a picture with Doc Holliday, Morgan Earp, Virgil Earp, and Wyatt Earp. This Colt pistol was owned by Sheriff James Gilspin and was a gun used by him to shoot and kill Charles Pitts. The amount of detail in the buildings. Here's Jesse James. They would have like wallpaper pieces from the room in which he was killed. Wood from the coffee bean tree under which he was buried. Jesse James revolver. Frank James revolver. There's a picture of Jesse James' home. In the middle of the room, they have this 1798 carriage. There's probably a placard on the other side. Oh, the brakes. Conestoga wagon for inland commerce. Go up to the other side here. So here's the marshal's office. This one you can actually go into. This place is so well themed. Inside the jail. Here's the marshal's office, the gunsmith shop. Here's a poster of the weapons of the Old West. So here's the dentist and the barber shop. Let's look at the dentist first. Oh, that looks a little painful. Oh, he must have had like a hand pump for the actual drill. So that must have been really long to do a cavity. And then here's the barber shop. I had no idea what to expect from this, but so far, and I'm only in the first section, this is awesome. All the different talcs and such. Next to that is the general store. Some potatoes there, some old silver dust face cloth, American Family soap. Love these old packages, different coffee brands. I don't think any of these are still around. Oh, Morton Salt, that's one still around. Planters, Borden, Quaker. Boy, it's in a metal container, the Quaker Oats. Rear antique Confederate saddle, Virginia, 1860. Uh-oh, Pappy's in there. Here's the old outhouse. I think they had these at Silver Dollar City. There's Pappy.
You can't borrow the catalog. I need it for a while.
Couple old carriages. Look at the old hearse. Here's the hearse driver on top of the hearse. From 1860. Bill Clayton shot October 1881 during gunfight at OK Corral alongside Wild Earp in Tucson, Arizona. Hearse built around 1860 by Crane and Breen, New York. So I'm leaving Frontierland here, which is back here, which was awesome. Super detailed, a lot of authentic things from Tombstone, Jesse James, Gunsmoke, Bonanza. And now I'm in the Elvis area and other famous cars of people. Oh, this is cool. State of Tennessee, titling. Oh, this is actually the bill of sale. And then here's his Lincoln. 1972 Lincoln Mark IV. Actual seat that Elvis sat in. Look at that dashboard. I remember these porthole windows. Here's the last will and testament of Elvis Presley. Here's page 1. Here's page 2. Here's page 3. Here's page 4. Page 5. Page 6. 7. I'm trying to keep it straight in my head too. That's why I'm calling out the numbers. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12, 13, and 14. His actual signature. Elvis Presley shirt, Wild in the Country, that's what he wore. Zoom in a little bit there. Some of the outfits. Here's his jumpsuit, or a picture of it. Yeah, a lot of jumpsuits. That's Graceland behind the picture. Outfits of that Linda Thompson wore. I'm not really sure who she is. There's some movie posters. So Elvis's top 10 singles. Then here's all the movies he was in. I did not realize he was in that many different movies. Oh, this is the opening night wardrobe for the Las Vegas International Hotel. There's the Elvis stamp. Elvis's Chargers from a 1956 New Frontier Hotel. And that was from 1956. Elvis Presley's mic. And there it is in action. Elvis Presley Artist of the Century Award. Here's a guitar signed by Scott Moore, Elvis's former guitarist. Colonel Tom Parker's string tie. Ginger Alden said that while Elvis was visiting his parents' home in 1977, he smoked a cigar halfway through and left it. So now we're going to look at some other different people, starting with James Dean. James Dean, born February 8th, 1931, died September 30th, 1955. Here's a picture of his crash. Here's this shirt, and then here's the print of him wearing it. So that's the actual shirt worn by actor James Dean in his last photo shoot just days before his tragic fatal car accident. There's a rebel without a cause. This talks about the James Dean curse. And here's someone who found on the side of the road a piece of the wreckage from the Porsche 550 Spider, which is right there. And this is kind of talking about the actual part that was found. Now we're moving on to Buddy Holly. And here's his motorcycle receipt. This is from That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly and the Crickets. The Big Bopper, Chantilly Lace. Big Bopper's handwritten, unpublished lyrics for Painted Lady found at the crash site with Ritchie Valens and Buddy Holly. Buddy Holly sunglasses. Now we're moving into Marilyn Monroe. Marilyn Monroe's pearl-colored cat's eye design sunglasses. Fox Diamond cigarette case with matching lighter. Here's a receipt for the costume. There's her address there too. So here's some of her clothes. This is a single seat. 20th Century Fox tells Marilyn Monroe she's been fired from the motion picture Something's Gotta Give. 8 weeks later, she was dead. Here's Jane Russell from Gentlemen's Prefer Blondes. Here she is with Marilyn Monroe, and she's actually right next to her. So that's pretty cool. Here's Laurel and Hardy's car over here. They've started playing these again on TV. Here's the 1925 Ford Model T Roadster pickup used in the Laurel and Hardy film Big Business. Factory built cost $281, starter was $25, and truck bed was $55. It's amazing, all these old classics are still around. And that's the Laurel and Hardy display. Now I'm going into the car area of world leaders. King George VI, 1846. DE-36 limousine. And here's a closer look. Next to that, we have Mikhail Gorbachev's first president of the Soviet Union from 1990 to 1991. And here's his Mercedes. Oh, the window's open. Kind of see in there. The Royal Siamese Village. King of Siam. My driver's side on the right. Here's the car of Mariano Perez, 17th president of Colombia between 1946 and 1950. It's really dark in here, so, in this one area. So it's a 1946 Packard 7-passenger limo Super Clipper. Here's Joseph Starlin's 1937 Packard armored limousine. Bulletproof tires, steel armor body, bulletproof 3-inch glass. And here's the car actually in history. Emperor Hiroshima. Here's his Nikita Khrushchev, 1950 7-passenger Pullman limousine.
Affectionately codenamed Queen Mary II, were always shipped together. These cars were
Here's a Russian leader from 1953 to 1964. It's a 1962 Checker Marathon Dallas taxi cab known as the getaway car.
Occasionally, when crowds along parade routes overflow into the streets, the agents in the front seat would partially open.
Lee Harvey Oswald, William Whaley, taxi cab driver. I guess that was a movie that was playing when they found him in the movie theater. Lee Harvey Oswald's escape route.
While riding in the 61
Here's a JFK 1962 Lincoln. Now this one is not the actual one. This is a copy. That one's at the Ford Museum. Johnson used a car Kennedy was assassinated in because they didn't have enough time to build a new one. Here it talks about the assassination. A red rose from the bouquet given to Jackie Kennedy at Dallas Love Field on November 2nd, 1963, from the mayor of Dallas. The rosebud and press pass belonged to Jay Watson, the program director for 1963 for WFAA TV in Dallas. That's an actual rose. A rosebud from Jacqueline Kennedy's. Here's a reenactment of how the cars were aligned. Those handles were for the Secret Service back there. Here's a police car right behind, following right behind. Funeral hat and veil worn by Jackie at the funeral mass. They have some awesome artifacts here. Here's John F. Kennedy's mass card. So this is the actual flag that was draped over Kennedy's casket. Here's a White House crystal chandelier, 1935, Waterford Tiffany gift from Irish ambassador used in the China room, one of 7 in the world. Rosary beads carried by priests used during last rites of dying President Kennedy. Upholstery from Kennedy's X100 limo stained with blood. Original negative taken by the FBI, the Kennedy limo. Here's the contents of the briefcase that he carried. Oh, here's the original press kit and script for Oliver Stone's JFK. It's from the Oval Office, what was left on the desk the next day. I'll have to see if this is the original ambulance. Here's looking inside the ambulance. This ambulance, the accused assassin was carried to the Parkland Hospital where he died in this ambulance. He struggled to live. Mike Harden of O'Neill Funeral Parlor administered life-giving oxygen in vain trying to save his life to answer to the people of this tragedy. Here's a reenactment of the Jack Ruby shooting of Lee Harvey Oswald. The original bullet shot from the most famous gun in the world, the Jack Ruby Colt Cobra 38 Special. Here's the book depository window and view of the presidential limo. So here's where the window was taken out from. Here's the arrest of Oswald at the Texas Theater. Brick from the repository. Here's a chair from the theater. Jack Ruby's suit jacket. Officer Nick McDonald's actual police uniform. So here's the original license plate from the ambulance on display, which is actually right here. Jack Ruby's shoes, hat, Lee Harvey Oswald's gray sweater. Here's Lee Harvey Oswald's wedding suit. Personal evening gown owned and worn by Jackie Kennedy. White House furniture, John F. Kennedy's watch, golf ball and golf tees. Inaugural ball, dictaphone belt, manual folder, and earpiece used by JFK. Here's a suit jacket worn at the inaugural ball, as well as the shoes. Inauguration tickets. John F. Kennedy Jr.'s Navy suit, Carolyn Kennedy's Easter suit, Jackie Kennedy's jacket, Oleg Cassini mink top. There's a suit John F. Kennedy wore during his presidency, and right next to it is worn in Senate. This is a piece of cake from President Kennedy's 45th birthday celebration on May 19, 1962. This is an actual flag that was flown over the nation's capital during his funeral. Here's a model of Air Force One. Cutaway view of the White House. So that's what you see at street level. It's actually pretty cool. Here's what each room is. There's the ground floor and the first floor. Now I'm going into the NASA Exploratory. So this is men in space. Try to go slower. You can pause it at any point if there's something you want to see. This one actually has a platform so you can see what it's like, or what it was like. It's kind of like laying on your back, and all the controls up there, or all the instrumentation. Here's some lunar samples. Lunar ballast. Here's talk about the landing. This flag was draped over Ted Freeman's casket at Arlington National Cemetery. NASA now and going to superheroes. These are like movie cars. Here's Ghostbusters. So this original Bat missile vehicle, one of one, originally created for use in the film Batman Returns in 1992. The Batmobile from 1989 film Batman. Got Catwoman down there. 1960 Batmobile reproduction, built to the exact specs. Now entering TV land and custom. So it's the Barney Fife shirt. Here's Gone with the Wind. So here's some different stuff from Gone with the Wind, the movie from 1940. Service wear. Vivian Leigh brooch and matching earrings. Zoom in on that a little. Let me get out of the, there we go. Fabric from the dress. This is dresses. Clark Gable's Gone with the Wind costume, shirt, and vest. This is a tuxedo-style coat worn by Clark Gable in his role as Rhett Butler in the movie Gone with the Wind. These are cool. These are the actual architectural pillars used in the 1939 movie Gone with the Wind. Here's Franklin D. Roosevelt's car. This is Calvin Coolidge's car. Delivered May 1923. 30th President of the United States. 29. Looking inside the car. And then here's the back. Herbert Hoover's Cadillac from 1932. 31st President. There's so much history in here. Lyndon B. Johnson's personal limousine. President Ronald Reagan's 1983 Cadillac Fleetwood. So this was used during the Reagan, Bush Sr., and Clinton administration. Richard Nixon, 37th president. Boy, this presidential limousine was a Chrysler. This must be a personal car. Yeah, it's a car that belonged to him.
I asked him what he wanted his legacy to be, and he said, what I really want is to...
Ooh, push display. Almost missed that. So here's Richard Nixon's limousine. Oh, they got a little wax figure of him. "37th president." Here's the Trump limousine. I'm just listing everything here, so. I still got the other side to do too yet. Here's Jimmy Carter's limousine. Man, that had a wide front. Lady Rosalind Carter's dress. American Eagle made of crushed pecans. That's pretty cool. Cufflinks. Air Force One cigarettes. Inaugural tickets. Honorary badge. Lyndon Johnson's glasses. Lyndon Johnson's loved cowboy hat. So here's Lyndon B. Johnson's car. I believe he used the one from JFK after, so I don't know if these are personal cars or like after they were president. Dwight Eisenhower. Oh, is that weird? I don't know if that's for like air and oxygen or what that's for. This is Eisenhower's car. I like that some of them are open. I love the front of these old cars. So here's Harry Truman's. It has some special features. The roof is 7 inches higher to accommodate passengers wearing top hats. Glass partition separates the driver and the passenger. And here's Truman's car. Get his picture in there too. Another Lincoln. Hoping the camera can pick it up, the darkness. I never know if there's glass or not. Boy, look at all the leg room. You even need a footrest or so much. So here's the Hall of U.S. Presidents. So I guess this is kind of like the Disney thing. Andrew Jackson, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, which is easy. Ulysses S. Grant, which I went to his house about a month ago. Herbert Hoover, Franklin D. Roosevelt, Harry Truman, Dwight Eisenhower, JFK, Lyndon B. Johnson, Richard Nixon. So I guess they're in order of when they served. Gerald Ford, Jimmy Carter, Ronald Reagan, George S. Bush, Bill Clinton, George W. Bush, Barack Obama, and Donald Trump, Joe Biden. Here is great artists and authors in wax. Mark Twain, Rembrandt, Hans Christian Andersen, the Grimm brothers, Vincent van Gogh, Pablo Picasso, and Ernest Hemingway. Here's Martin Luther King. Here's a chair that was used in President Abraham Lincoln's rail car. First Lady's dress and shoes for Mary Todd Lincoln. Completely different era. Here's Colonel Sanders' white suit. And here's his car. He has a little CS on there. Big white walls. See the CS for Colonel Sanders? It's kind of like the front is convertible and the back isn't. Howard Hughes' 1960 Cadillac limousine. That's pretty cool. I'd like to see the Spruce Goose one day. Here is Hugh Hefner's car. Wonder why it has a red light. Thought that was only for police and rescue. Can't really see in there though. Just neat, they have cars from presidents, famous people. Here's Conway Twitty's car. The room next to me is the president one, that's why you're hearing president stuff in the background. Conway Twitty's jacket. Here's some of the music people here. First one's Patsy Cline. One of her dresses. Patsy Cline's hats. One of her hats. Here's some boots. There's a picture of him actually wearing it. Boy, in 1961, Patsy Cline and her brother were involved in a head-on car collision. Threw her through the windshield, nearly killing her. Wow, so she wore a wig to cover up the scar. I never knew that before. A purse, some of her shoes, another purse. Here's her blouse. Here's Hank Williams. Grand Ole Opry. Look at all the records he had. Here's one of his shirts. There's a picture of him wearing the shirt. Here's his hat. His glasses are right there. So the next room is the Egyptian movie prop room. So this will be Cleopatra and things like that. King Tut. Outfit worn by Elizabeth Taylor in Cleopatra. Chair from Cleopatra. Headdress and different props from it. It's from Roman empires. This is from the Ten Commandments. They're all artifacts from the Ten Commandments. The different actors wore. These are glasses from National Treasure that Nicolas Cage wore. These are Thomas Edison's glasses. So this is Houdini's traveling show trunk. Personalized handcuffs. There's a signature. So I said they have so much different stuff here. They first did it behind a curtain, forcing the audience to listen to thumps while watching blowing curtains for many minutes. He found the trick went over better when the audience could see him struggle. Need leg irons. Houdini double lock leg iron. So this is a 9/11 memorial. So it talks about Flight 93. These are all the people who died. Some pictures of it. Oh, they talk about the Pentagon too back there. So these are the original blueprints of the Twin Towers. This is the Hall of Christ. Stained glass. These are stones from Jerusalem. Here's a wax of the Last Supper. Statue of Abraham Lincoln, and here's a Lincoln exhibit. Abraham Lincoln, 16th President of the United States. The lady's black dress was worn at Abraham Lincoln's second inauguration on March 4th, 1864. Here's a Gettysburg Address. 35-star flag. It was used from July 4th, 1863 to July 4th, 1865. Here's a whole biography of Lincoln. So here's Mary Todd Lincoln's mourning skirt, mourning veil, and her mourning fan. Personal razor of Abraham Lincoln, Civil War artifacts, Lincoln uncut $5 bills from the mint, White House chair from his personal study next to the Oval Office. So this is a Miss Belvedere 1957 Plymouth Belvedere time capsule.
Of statehood, the city of Tulsa chose to bury a brand new gold and white 1957 Plymouth Belvedere in a vault beneath the lawn of the city courthouse. Not only was the car a time capsule, its trunk packed with relics and keepsakes from the state's cultured past, but it was also a prize. All the lucky individual had to do was accurately guess what the city's population would be in 2007 to win the car.
They put containers of gasoline in the trunk in case gas was no longer the fuel of choice.
During the height of the Cold War, with the Soviet Union, the vault which contained her was built out of reinforced concrete, capable of withstanding. I spent the last 50 years buried in a waterlogged concrete vault.
Unfortunately, it got waterlogged, so it rusted. It was supposed to be watertight, and I guess it wasn't. So I'm done with the president's room now and all the different side areas over here. So now we're going into Gangster land. So this is cool. It has Dillinger stuff, Capone, bullets that were recovered from the Bonnie and Clyde death car. Smith & Wesson revolver taken directly from Bonnie and Clyde's car. There's Clyde's hat and there's Bonnie's hat. This is John Dillinger's shirt.
Eisenhower spoke to the American people with unprecedented candor. We must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or
There's a handkerchief. Here's a Bonnie and Clyde car from the movie from 1967. They actually used the actual colors pretty accurate.
John F. Kennedy was the youngest man ever elected president. At his inauguration, Kennedy told the world that he represented America's youth. Let the word go forth.
This is John Dillinger's Studebaker. This was his getaway car in 1932.
Kennedy inspired hope and the promise of a better tomorrow.
You got a little Tommy gun in there. Benny Binion's 1917 Smith & Wesson revolver. This talks about the Prohibition era and Al Capone. 1929 Model AA beer truck. Here's a 1932 bulletproof Cadillac from Chicagoland gangster areas. Portholes and windows used for machine guns. Wow, look at these. Boy, it's like every window had a porthole, even the back. Look, you can see it in the pictures too. Here's serial killer artifacts. Son of Sam killer, a note from him. Charles Manson. John Wayne Gacy. Prisoner neck collar. San Quentin ball and chain. Jim Jones. Mass murder suicide. Patty Hearst. Birdman of Alcatraz. John Dillinger's bulletproof vest. Piece of John Dillinger's pants taken from his body the night he was killed. Boy, he was only 29. 1903 to 1934. Silencer. John Dillinger's pistol. Oh, there's his life mask. That's where John Dillinger was shot, outside of the Biograph Theater. It's one of his suits. Here's the badge of the officer who shot Dillinger. And here's the gun that killed Dillinger. It's kind of hard to see with the reflection. 38 Special. So now I'm leaving Gangster land and going into unique creations. So things that different people built through the years. It's like a powered wheelbarrow. Oh, I built a whole car out of bumpers. The world's lowest car. Oh, you pretty much sat. It went through the sunroof to get in. Oh, this is a money car. Coin is a small monument to a past leader. Here for you to view are 120,000 small monuments put together by Hal Woods. It's a salute to our leaders. The whole roof's made out of coin. Oh, the whole thing. Look at all the pennies. The bicentennial coin car. An all wood car. Yep, wooden car, GM frame. Oh, this door looks like it opens strange. Oh, it's like leather. This looks more like a boat than a car. One-seater. Oh yeah, airplane boat car. Art Deco. Solar car from the University of Minnesota. The Opera sedan. Glenn Campbell, Tom Jones, Jimmy Dean, Elizabeth Montgomery, Johnny Carson, Lawrence Welk. Agnes Moorehead, also from Bewitched. Joan Crawford. They're just very unique cars. Oh, hopefully you can see in there. Like the whole roof opens like a soup can almost. Oh, that's how you get in. I see. I get it now. It's time to move to another room. And now we are going to high performance machines. Oh, it goes all the way over here. Oh, this go-kart. Boy, that thing must fly. Not much protection though around you. Schmidt Brothers Soapbox Derby. There's a dragster car. A drag strip car. Orient Express. Look how long this car is. Joe Amato. It's so quiet in here. I'm at the far end now. Different helmets autographed by famous racers. 1929 Indianapolis race car. Boy, these are longer than I thought. The nose on it's a bit longer. It's weird that it's two-seater. Every picture I saw was only one person. Maybe it was a rule or something. Here's a Mario Andretti car. Another Indy car. Little antenna there. Boy, there's not much room in this thing. Look at how narrow that is. There's my hand. I mean, it's probably twice the width of my hand. I don't know which racing one this is. I don't know if it's Le Mans. It looks like kind of a Le Mans car. Oh, this monster truck. So here's the wheel. You can see compared to the truck. It's gargantuan. They're probably like 10 feet. Bigfoot. It actually says they are 10-foot tires. Boy, look at how big this thing is. Screaming Eagles Racing. Craig T. Nelson. Any guy from that TV show? Coach? Land speed record car. This is a truck it's on. Obviously the car is on an angle going up. There's a Dr. Pepper race car. Florida Swamp Buggy. First car to climb Pikes Peak. Model T 650. Kind of what a car payment is nowadays. Lee Petty's Rattleman, North Carolina. Must be a Trans Am. It has the emblem. Mark Martin. Oh. Chrome suit worn only once at the Charlotte World 600. Here's Ulysses S. Grant's carriage. It actually opens. I'm not going in it because I don't think they'd want you to, but some people got around.